Hello and welcome to the Business Partner Dossier Roundup. We'll be covering episodes 1 through 6. This is episode 7, the Roundup edition. If you've missed any of the past episodes, episodes 1 through 6, the links will be down below. So be sure to hit those up if you would like to catch up or revisit those episodes. Anyway, let's get going. So the Business Partnership Dossier included the 6 lessons learned from a successful entrepreneur blog edition, from 10 cents per hour to a comfortable life doing what you love, the first podcast episode with Dana, and then the interview with ChatGPT on the subject of the blog post. And then the second blog post of the week was 5 qualities to look for in a business partner. The second podcast was partnerships, are they right for you and your business? And then the ChatGPT interview about the blog post. So that's what we will be discussing. We'll be discussing the takeaways from these. So from the first one, 6 lessons learned from a successful entrepreneur, the first takeaway I'd like to discuss in this video is once you see an opportunity, jump on it. So Dana mentioned when I interviewed him that he was able to work for a company that did lawn care, and he was able to see where they weren't doing so well, where they were failing their customers. And so he saw that opportunity and knew that he was able to fill that hole that that company was making in regards to how they treated their customers. And so when he decided he could do it, he went ahead and did it. He jumped right on the opportunity and didn't really hesitate. So that is a great quality to have. And the next takeaway is don't waste money and start lean. Dana, when he started, he, like I said, jumped right into the opportunity. He went out and bought a truck and a tank and whatever else he needed to spray lawns, and he did do it with debt, and I'll talk about that in a second, but that's all he needed to go out and start knocking doors and performing the service for those people. Obviously, he needed to buy the chemicals as well. His story can really teach us a lesson on how to have a healthy relationship with debt. Too many people say that we should be afraid of debt and stay away from debt, but we should have what I like to call a healthy relationship with debt. And this is what Dana did. He was able to use that debt as leverage to get his business going, something that he knew was going to make him money, and he was able to pay back the debt fairly quickly. But he was able to do that because he had done his research before. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to be able to pull it off. And so getting into debt, if you're ever going to get into debt, you should make sure you do your due diligence before, and then make sure you'll be able to pay it off in a quick manner so that you're not stuck in debt for a long time. The next point is feel like you can't do it alone. Don't quit, get help. Dana talked about in his interview how he started to feel burnt out, felt like he was losing steam, didn't want to keep going. So what he decided to do instead of quitting, he decided to turn to his brother, who had a lot of different strengths from Dana. And so that brother was able to help Dana stay motivated and to pull Turf Plus, the company that he started, through that rough time of Dana feeling burnt out. And so he was able to keep going because he was able to get that help. So the next point is ensure you stay motivated and working hard. So like I mentioned before, the partner that Dana partnered up with was able to help Dana feel motivated and work hard. His brother is a very hard worker, and Dana is as well. But as all of us know, all of us are human, and we start to feel burnout and start to lose that fire, that steam, to keep going. And so basically what his brother was doing, his partner, was helping him stay motivated, and he did the same for his brother. And so both of them acted as a driving force for the other. And that is a really good thing, really good dynamic to have when you have a partner. And then the last thing from this blog article is making your offer a no-brainer for people to buy from you. That is what Dana did with his business. He made it a no-brainer. He did things at a very low cost. He would estimate people's lawns at no cost, so that they knew exactly what their lawn specifically needed, and made it a no-brainer for them to join the service. So then let's move on to the podcast episode from 10 cents per hour to a comfortable life doing what you love. This is Dana's story. So one of the bullet points, or the first bullet points here, is don't focus too much on the money at first. Dana did it out of passion. As you can see in the title, he was making 10% or 10 cents per hour. And a lot of people, if they're just focused on the money and they realize they're making 10 cents an hour, they're pretty quickly going to quit. But if you focus on why you're doing what you're doing, your motivation, then you'll be able to keep going regardless of how much money you'll make. And if you keep going, then you will definitely make a lot of money. As you can see in the title, Dana is making enough money to have a comfortable life and does what he loves. So that is very important, to not focus on the money, but to focus on your passion. Your passion and work ethic can see you through. I basically already touched on that. So get a partner that makes you keep going. I kind of already talked about that in the last slide, but yeah, just to re-emphasize that, if you start to feel unmotivated, start to lose steam, it is a good idea to have somebody else as a part of your team that will keep going, that is motivated when you're not, and you'll be able to be motivated when they're not, and you'll be able to tag team like that together. The next bullet point is finding your MVP, most viable product, and get it out there. Like I mentioned before, Dana bought a truck and the equipment that he needed, and he went out there and he started spraying lawns, starting lean, and he knew what his most viable product was, and he went out there and he did it, and he made a lot of customers happy very quickly. So that was a great thing that he did, and a great takeaway that I would like all of you guys to know. The next point is don't quit, pivot. As mentioned before, Dana was discouraged at a lot of points, as we all get discouraged, but he never quit. That is very key. You should never quit. If you quit, then you will fail. If you don't quit and just pivot, make it so that if something isn't working, you do something else and that does work, then you set yourself up for success. So then let's move on to the ChatGPT interview. So let's see what ChatGPT recommended some takeaways. So we need to identify gaps or unmet needs in your niche or niche. Exactly what Dana did. He was able to work for that company and saw what was missing, and he was able to fill that gap. Next point is focus on essential tools and resources. So yeah, starting lean, making sure you know exactly what you need to start, and just focusing on that and get started. The next thing is make strategic investments in your business, like Dana buying the equipment that he needed. In content marketing, that might be your hosting, your website, all of those things that are necessary for you to get up off the ground. Some marketing, so make sure that you are strategic about your spending and don't overspend on things when you don't need to. Collaborate and get help to scale your business. Kind of goes along with getting a partner, or it doesn't have to be a partner, just like maybe a mastermind. Get together with people and talk about things. A lot of times when I talk about things, it helps me have a clearer picture in my mind of how to do things, and I usually end up solving my own problems by myself. So that is a great thing to do. Stay consistent and dedicated. That goes along with not quitting. The people that make it are the people that never give up, the people that always show up every single day. And so if you are one of those people, you will find success one way or another, and it could be sooner, it could be later, but you will find success. And then the last bullet point for this one is understand your audience's needs and preferences. So yeah, do that due diligence, or do your research, make sure you know what your audience wants, and make sure you give them what they want. All right, so the second blog post for the week, 5 qualities to look for in a business partner. The first takeaway is partner up with someone that complements you. As I mentioned before, Dana got with his brother who had strengths that Dana didn't have, and Dana had strengths that his brother didn't have. And so they were able to kind of fill the holes that each other had, the gaps that each other had. And so that is a very great strategy to, when looking for a partner, make sure you find people that can do what you can't do, and make sure you can do what they can't do so that you can be a great team. And then make sure your partner has your passion or more. Again, if they're just focused on money and lack that passion, they're not going to get very far. You're not going to get very far bringing them on. So if they have that same passion you have or even more, then they will help you stay motivated and keep the business growing and be successful. Next bullet point is make sure they add to your knowledge and abilities. Kind of the same as the first bullet point, but make sure they know what you don't know and you know what they don't know. Help each other gain that knowledge and gain different abilities, and make sure you have that dynamic that'll make your business work. The next and last bullet point for this one is make sure they are someone you trust. You definitely don't want to bring in someone that seems like they complete you, to put it that way. They're really passionate, they know a lot of things, but they're someone that that could very easily just steal everything that you have from your business and go off and make their own business. You want somebody that you'll be able to trust with the knowledge, the inside knowledge of your business, and make sure that they're not going to do anything nefarious or bad with that information. So I saved that for last because that is probably the most important point. So make sure you can trust your partner. Now the interview with Dana, diving more into the partnerships. So the title is Partnerships, Are They Right for You and Your Business? So here are the key takeaways from that. Weigh out all the pros and cons before choosing. Again, doing your due diligence as always. Explore their strengths and weaknesses. Make sure you guys complete each other, as mentioned before. Be willing to let go. One thing that Dana mentions that he struggled with was having the control. Before it was just him and he was doing everything, so it was somewhat hard for him to let go of some tasks and delegate them to his brother, his partner. So you have to be willing to delegate some of the things, get them off your plate so that the person you're bringing on can actually be of help to you. Next bullet point, be sure to be the business partner you would want to be. It's kind of the same advice as in any relationship. Be the person you want to marry, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's pretty much that pretty much sums it up. You want to be the partner that you want to hire on. You want to be somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that knows something that you can bring to the table. You have skills that you can bring to the table. So make sure you are that business partner that you would want to have. If you and your business partner split, do it right. This happens a lot, and it's okay when it happens. Sometimes people just need to go their separate ways. It doesn't always have to end on a bad note. But when this does happen, make sure you do it right. Make sure you end in good terms. You split things in a way that's fair for both of you, and just make sure you're not burning any bridges when that happens. Or if that happens, I should say. It's not a guarantee that that's going to happen, but it is pretty common. This is the ChatGPT advice, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The first takeaway is identify strengths and weaknesses. Basically, what Dana mentioned before, so AI is doing pretty good there. Look for genuine interest. Yeah, that motivation, that passion, you need to make sure that they're passionate about it as well, along with you, and that they are genuinely interested in what you're doing. Learn from experienced partners. Make sure you're always learning. Find somebody that you can learn from, not somebody that's less than you, per se in a context of knowledge or abilities. You want to be able to learn from that person. So make sure you have an environment that fosters enthusiasm and creativity among your partner in your partnership. Build trust and effective communication. Communication is key along with trust. You'll be able to, if you're able to communicate, you'll be able to trust each other a lot better. So that is very important. So next week's dossier will be the why of entrepreneurship. So be sure to follow along. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and so that you can be the first to know, among the first to know when our next episode will be coming out. So if you like what we do, please give us a thumbs up, comment. We'd like you to be a part of the conversation. Share it with people you know that might like it, and again, subscribe so that you know when the next episodes will be coming out. And last but not least, if you would like some free resources for your online business, you can visit firepreneurship.com/resources and pick those up there.